If you just received your asylum interview notice, well, congratulations. You've got the chance now to win your case and secure your future in America through asylum. But now, the real work begins. The next few weeks will determine whether you walk into that interview room fully prepared or completely overwhelmed. I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do in the time between receiving your asylum interview notice and the moment that you step into the interview room. And we're starting right now. I'm Brian Manning, and I spent 11 years working for the government's two main agencies for asylum and refugee matters. But now, as an asylum lawyer, well, my law firm helps immigrants all over the country to secure their future in America through asylum. Let me know in the comments if you've got an asylum case pending, or maybe you're still just considering applying. But look, I'd especially like to hear from you if you've been waiting for an asylum interview with USCIS for multiple years. Let me know how long you've been waiting. Okay, before we dive into the timeline of preparation after receiving your interview notice, let me tell you something really important. The absolute best way to prepare for your asylum interview is to hire my law firm for comprehensive preparation. Through our mock asylum interview experience, we offer a full-scale mock interview conducted pretty much exactly like the real thing. And then we do a follow-on debrief session where we identify and fix any weaknesses in your case presentation. We give you video and audio recordings of your two practice sessions so that you can keep practicing and studying and improving right up to the day of your interview. And you also get access to exclusive training videos that are not available anywhere else. But look, whether you hire us or not, you need to start preparing the moment you get that interview notice. So let's talk about the critical timeline from the day you receive the notice until you walk into that asylum officer's office. All right, so you should receive your interview notice about 2 weeks before your actual interview date, but this can vary. Now, the moment you get the notice, you need to start making logistical arrangements. First, notify your work or school immediately and request time off. This applies to any dependents included in your asylum case. Everyone needs to be available. Don't wait on this, okay? Now, if you have US citizen children or other children that are not attending the interview, arrange childcare now. It's much better to leave them at home, by the way, than to bring them to the asylum office with you. Next, you need to create what I call your master file. Now, this is a neatly organized binder containing two things. One, a complete copy of everything that you've submitted to the asylum office, and two, the original documents for anything where you do in fact have the originals. Now, you'll take this with you on the day of your interview. You won't submit it, but you may want to reference it during the interview if the officer asks you to, and the officer will see with this that you're organized and well prepared, and this matters. If you have any new evidence that's become available since you filed your application, you need to submit it to the asylum office now. So for electronic cases, like if you applied for asylum through MyUSCIS, you would upload this new evidence through your MyUSCIS account. For paper applications, mail a physical copy to the asylum office. Now, in both cases, also send an email copy in PDF format to the asylum office. Try to get this done about 2 weeks before your interview, or at a minimum 1 week before. Now comes the harder part, studying your case materials. Read through your entire Form I-589 asylum application carefully. Memorize every date you included, especially dates related to key events in your home country. I cannot stress this enough. Inconsistencies in dates or key facts will raise serious credibility concerns with the asylum officer. So know your dates along with the substantive answers you provided in the application form. By the way, if you want to maximize your chances for asylum success, then be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so you don't miss the insights that I share on this channel. Okay, if you submitted a personal statement or a declaration with your case, then you need to essentially memorize it. Focus on the specific details, names, dates, places. Think about the who, what, why, when, and where of your story, and be prepared to talk about how the events affected you personally. Yeah, you may sound rehearsed after memorizing your declaration, but that's okay. It's actually much better to sound a little unnatural or rehearsed than it is to make mistakes. Because remember, even small inconsistencies can ruin your case. So review your declaration multiple times each and every day until your interview. Okay, also review all of your evidence. Now, this includes witness letters, photographs, medical records, country conditions information, and any other supporting documents that you've submitted. So for each piece of evidence, you should be able to explain in case the officer asks how it supports your case or why it's relevant. So memorize the key information, names, dates, and locations mentioned in supporting documents. And look, as you review everything, look for any potential inconsistencies or maybe things like little clerical errors. If you find any, be prepared to explain them calmly and honestly during your interview. And you should address these proactively proactively during the review of your asylum application that happens near the beginning of the interview before the main question and answer section. This shows honesty and awareness, which strengthens your credibility. All right, with 1 week to go before your asylum interview, you're moving from document review to active preparation. So first, confirm your interview details. Double check the exact date of your interview on your official notice and verify the scheduled time, and plan to arrive at least 30 minutes early. So confirm the exact address of the asylum office. Now, another thing to account for, plan your transportation carefully. Map out your route to get to the asylum office and account for potential traffic or public transit delays. If you're driving, research parking options near the office in advance. Now, here's something that many people don't think about. If the drive to the asylum office from your home is going to be more than about an hour, you should seriously consider staying in a hotel the night before. This eliminates the stress of a long commute on interview day and ensures that you arrive rested and focused. All right, you'll want to continue studying all the materials submitted to the asylum office with special focus on your declaration. So by now, it should be pretty much memorized. Now, if you hired my law firm for interview preparation through our mock asylum interview experience, well, you've already completed your full-scale mock interview and your debrief session with us, and you have access to exclusive training videos, plus you have the recordings, transcripts, and summaries from your 2 practice sessions that you did with us. And you can keep reviewing these right up until the interview day. That's the gold standard of preparation. But if you haven't hired us for preparation, well, you need to conduct a practice interview on your own. Find a trusted friend or a family member to conduct a practice interview with you. Have them ask you challenging questions to prepare you for the real thing. You should practice answering questions out loud. Your goal is to tell your story in a clear, concise, and compelling way, and to be able to answer difficult questions. The more you practice articulating your story aloud, the more confident and coherent you'll be during the actual interview. You should consider recording yourself and listening back to identify areas where you can improve clarity or add important details. And you also need to plan your professional attire for the interview. Dress as you would for an important job interview. Your appearance sends a message of respect for the process and for the asylum officer. You should choose an outfit that's both professional and comfortable, since interviews can last several hours. And here's another practical tip. Asylum offices are usually kept very cold, so set aside a jacket or sweater to take with you. All right, let's jump forward to the morning of your asylum interview. So have a good breakfast and drink water to stay hydrated and alert. Give your declaration one last read before you head to the asylum office. It should be effectively memorized by now, but a final review can be helpful. Gather your essentials, your master file with all the documents, your printed interview notice, your identification including a passport and a work permit card if you have one of those, some light snacks in case you end up at the asylum office all day, and your jacket or sweater, and if young children are accompanying you, then bring an iPad or some kind of other activities to keep them occupied during the interview. Leave with plenty of time to spare. You don't want the stress of possibly being late. Traffic, public transportation delays, or difficulty finding parking can all cause unexpected delays. Remember, it's better to arrive way early than to risk being late. Arriving early gives you time to collect your thoughts, review any last-minute details, and calm your nerves before the interview begins. Now, once you're in the waiting room, try to stay calm, all right? The wait can be long. Listen to calming music or maybe read. But here's something critical. Do not discuss your case with other applicants or other people in the waiting room. So the waiting room will definitely contain other asylum seekers, but there's also going to be other people there, like interpreters and other kinds of staff. Keep your case details private. All right, use breathing techniques or maybe meditation apps if you find yourself becoming anxious. And then when they call your name, you'll be ready to walk into that office and present your case with confidence. So in our next video, I'll cover the strategic considerations for managing the interview itself, how to answer questions, what officers are really looking for, and the insider tactics that can make or break your case. If you're ready to take that next step and get help with your asylum case, then please call my office today. That number is 713-909-0401. And remember, we help people all over the country, so it doesn't matter where you live. Call us now to schedule an asylum strategy session so we can help you to secure your future in America through asylum. Again, I'm Brian Manning, and it's truly an honor to serve you in your asylum journey.